Simon Diamond Soul, here again, and I'm finally back in the forest for a 3-day trip. As I came back here to visit my father, as it's been a long time since I see him. But as I filmed this video, it's already 3 days here, so I will go back into the city after I finish this video. But it is always a pleasure to come here. It's so beautiful. And I also had a lot of fun with my father during the time I was here, as we did had super interesting conversation about life, politics, and also about family stories. So it was fun, and I was glad to see my father after such a long time. And I might eat my hand often in this video because it's a winter video and it's a little bit cold. But not too cold, but anyway. I also wanted to mention something, as today is a special day, because today is my birthday, and I will turn 47 today, and so I wanted to celebrate my birthday in the countryside, because here is the best place to celebrate my 47 year of age. And to be honest, guys, I do not feel so old, as I still feel like I still feel like 35 years old. But enough about my age, as it is just another number, and it does not change the fact that I am so happy to be here now. I show you the landscape. I'm so happy to be here. Beautiful winter, beautiful December winter. As this place is so beautiful, especially during winter season, but enough with the intro. Let's just jump into today's topic, shall we? And what I want to talk about today is the beginning of the end. So in other words, end time. As I think that now we have entered the beginning phase of the end time. As this world is slowly dying and Agenda 2030 is already at the door, which means super close and only 4 years from now. As I think those elite will succeed in accomplishing their plan if we, the people, do nothing about it. And depopulation is still one of their main goals, which it has already started. But back to the topic of end time. In the video I made a year ago called "Is the World Going to Ash Part 2?" Is the World Going to Ash Part 2? I was wrong about something, but also right about something else. As I was wrong about my vision from God that there will be a war in December 2024. And today I think that I had no vision at all, just bad feelings when I was on the top of a mountain and close to God. But also I was right about this extremely bad feeling toward the future, as to me this feeling announced something even more terrible than a new war. As I do not think that World War III will arrive soon after all, but this bad feeling that go deeper every month tell me that something even worse might happen. But before I jump into that, I will explain you some facts and why I think this way. And every time I will turn a page of my script, I will eat my hand because it's still cold. Sorry about that, guys. It's not easy doing winter video without glove. Anyway, so let's start by talking about some interesting stats. So in my country, Canada, the current inflation rate is at 2.4%, which is an increase compared to last year, I think. But what worried me the most is that I thought that the total debt of Canada was around $78 billion, which is a lot, but in fact, it is way worse than this, as the total debt of Canada now is exactly at $1.28 trillion, which is worrisome. And the government and the mainstream media do not want to scare the population, but now we are indeed in a terrible recession and heading toward a depression if we continue like this. So this is not looking good, guys. as people in general are struggling financially to reach end meets. Many families are suffering right now as the cost of living is so expensive, and some people are even skipping paying bills to afford food, as you can see in many videos all around the internet. So Canada is kind of fucked. In other words, things are not looking so good for the average person. As the cost of living continue to rise in 2025, and it will continue to rise also in 2026, food is just getting more expensive every month. Housing price and rent price are just getting higher as well, and tax on goods like electronics or clothes are also rising up so fast. So it is insane. So my simple question is this: are we seeing a societal collapse in major city in Canada right now? Me, I think that yes, society is slowly but surely collapsing, and that the world is going to ash yet again. And I've also seen an interesting question in a live stream, a guy who asked this interesting question. I don't remember which channel it was, but the subscribers has an interesting question, which was that. And here's what he said. He said, how long will a broken system that treats people like crap takes to collapse? Good question. But I don't have the answer to this question, but I'm sure we are heading that way. And sorry guys if I sound or if it sounds depressing, but I just try to be realist with you. Just look at the state of homelessness in Canada right now. Sorry, I have no choice to eat my hand. Anyway, let's continue. As it is sad and horrible how many people are suffering in our street. All of this due to bad decisions made by the Liberal Party of Canada during the 9 years that they has been in power. And they are still in full power now too. Thanks to the bad decision of Justin Trudeau in the past. And now he's washing his hands as he don't seem to care about the common people in Canada. Now he's just having some fun with Katy Perry. But back to homelessness. We are really seeing a major crisis about homelessness in Canada. And especially in my city, Montreal. And the dark and cold winter has already arrived in my country. And as the cold continues to reach temperature below zero, I wonder how those homeless people will survive this extremely cold winter. So in fact, homelessness has increased drastically due to the housing crisis, which is caused because right now there are just too many people living in Canada. And not enough house and apartment for everyone. So people end up in the street due to lack of affordability in the renting market. Well, in other words, life has become too expensive. Let's continue. And as homelessness continues to increase, I can even see the homeless people at my workplace during winter. Just last week, at my work in the night around 6 a.m. to 7 a.m., there was a homeless guy around my age who was standing there in the main entrance just to get some eat. And since I do work in a senior residence as a building concierge, I knew that this homeless guy could not stay in that entrance for too long. As I was with the nurse coming back from an emergency when I saw that homeless guy in the main entrance, but instead of chasing him, me and the guy nurse decided to give and make him a coffee so he could have something warm to drink. Because it was super cold outside that night, and it would have been inhumane to told him to leave the place right away. So in other words, I did help a homeless guy in my workplace from 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. When I finish this video, I will yell because my hand will be crazy cold. But I'm used to this. It's not the first time. But we are more than the middle of the video. Anyway, let's continue. So it all starts during 6 a.m. I directly go to the homeless, present myself and say my name is Simon. Ask him his name too. Ask him if he want a coffee, which he said yes. And he did look super happy that I did offer him a coffee, by the way, to keep him warm. But I also tell him that I give him 1 hour to stay here in the entrance from 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. So it will give him the time to eat his leg and body. The homeless guy then agreed and we had a deal. And I won't say his name for privacy, but this homeless guy had a very original name and he was about my age too. So to keep him company, I started to talk 15 minutes with him to get to know a little bit more about him and why did he become homeless. But by the way, this guy was calm and not aggressive at all, and he did seem very resourceful from a person in this situation. But yeah, his story was kind of sad, as his father was an alcoholic and he started to beat him at the age of 6 years old. And his father was always shaming him as well. So in short word, this guy grew up in a very toxic environment, which led him to some addiction problems later on in his life. And because of too many problems in his life, he became homeless. He also told me that he was sleeping in a tent during this cold winter. This video won't be too long because it's very cold. I prefer summer video, to be honest, but it's very beautiful in the winter. So let's continue. He explained me that he was sleeping during the day as it was more safe, because too many often, if he sleep in the night, those homeless people get stolen most of the time. So that's why he sleep in the day. But anyway, he also said to me that in his past life that he was a carpenter, which is super interesting. The guy also had his own bicycle with him. But anyway, while he was drinking his coffee, he was also eating a frozen cherry pie that he had with him. And he even offered me some piece of his cherry pie. But I said no thanks politely. I was not so angry anyway. So after knowing more about this guy and why he became homeless, after 15 minutes of conversation, I did leave him. But before I leave him alone with his thought, I gave him a $10. And I know it's not much, but that is all I could give him for the moment. But anyway, this guy did smile at me and he was super grateful for the $10 and also that I took the time to speak with him. And the reason that I did help him is because this person could have been me. As me too, I had suffered from addiction in the past, but the difference is that I had great family to support me. Yes, I have a great family, great parents, loving parents, wonderful parents. Sorry, we're almost at the end of the video. As I always had supportive parents who could help me if I was in trouble. On the contrary, this homeless man did not have the same chance as me, and that is why I was so understanding and kind toward this person. As if I did not have such good parents myself today, I would be homeless too. So to finish this story, this guy did leave the place at 7 a.m. as he said he would do. So he keep his word. and I said bye to him and wish him lot of good luck and lot of courage. He then looked at me and he smiled to me. So I was kind of proud of myself after this situation. And this whole situation did make me think a lot about my own life afterward. That if I don't do what is right in my life right now, that I may end up homeless too. So I cannot waste any more time, as I have to sell everything I own before it's too late. I have to sell things so I can finally get rid of my huge credit card debt. And I'm even considering to find a second job by the beginning of the next summer to pay my debt faster. So I'm kind of a delicate situation and stressful situation right now, but I don't want to talk too much about it as it is depressing. Finally we are at the conclusion of the video. I will finish this video. This is the conclusion. As I wanted to talk about the solution that the government wanted to implement to fight poverty, which is not very good solution, by the way, because it implied digital ID and CBDC, which are almost the same thing. I also wanted to talk about the situation in UK, which their Prime Minister Keir Starmer, but I will keep that for the next video, a video I might do somewhere in 2026. And in this next video, I will also talk about AI robots that are coming to steal our jobs. And in other words, I call it the robotization of the world. Yes, the robotization of the world that is coming. No, look at that. There's snow. Beautiful. Beautiful. But anyway, this will be a topic for another video, the robotization of the world and AI that will take over our future. So now to conclude this video, I want to finish on a more positive tone, as I want to wish you all, my subscribers, an happy holidays and also a very good Merry Christmas. Spend some time with the people you love is the most if you can. Spend some time with your family and people you love if you can. So that's it. Always stay true to yourself. Don't let the enemy get the best of you, and don't give up on life. Simon Damn Soul. See you next time. And I will show you to finish the video, I will show you the landscape one last time. Beautiful. Beautiful day for my birthday. It's always sunny in my birthday, I don't know why. Beautiful. A nice birthday day. Okay, bye bye. Simon Damn Soul. See you next time.